welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be installing a steel roll pan on our 81 C10 Scottsdale. Our last video we installed the hitch. I'll put the link to that right here on the screen, which was pretty straightforward install. This kit is from JMX Autosports. I bought it on eBay. Came with the hitch, the roll pan, the license plate bracket, and the tag lamp. It's like 250 bucks, including shipping, which is a really great deal. We're going to have to relieve the rear of the bed out here to clear this section out with a tag bracket where the tag is recessed. Probably have to do some trimming on the ends to make it fit. It's nice that it has a place to put some screws to hold it in place while we can weld up the ends. So there's going to be some prep work, some cutting and drilling, etc. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Pro tip number 10. If you're going to be doing any cutting with a cutoff wheel, die grinder, I'll be using this angle grinder with just a cutting disc. Use masking tape to mark your lines. It's a stark contrast between the material that you're cutting and the tape, whereas an ink pen or Sharpie marker tends to get dusted over as you begin cutting. So this works really well. Also, people use it as an indicator of heat. So they know if they spent too much time in one place, the tape kind of starts to cook, if you will, and you can tell that you need to back off of it. In case you've got areas nearby to where you're working that you need to preserve the finish. It's a pretty good idea. So either the roll pan is just a little long or the bed sides are just a little narrow down where it mounts. Either way, we're going to have to make some adjustments. Okay, so we've kind of got it taped in place, cleaned up on both sides here. Had to do quite a bit of relieving. Let's see here, for the receiver itself, on both top and bottom, to make sure we have plenty of room for that to operate. And then our overlap here, of course we'll hold that in place as we start to weld it. Well, that'll come together and look really nice once it's done. You won't notice, and this won't hang down because we'll form that as we weld it. Anyway, I'll probably go ahead and get some set screws put in here and then start tacking it up. But what we need to do next, and by the way, I did test fit the drawbar and make sure whenever it was in place that you could access the pin and all that good stuff. Always a good idea to test fit, especially before you start welding. So the last video I'd mentioned that I'd already pre-wired it for this 7-pin trailer wiring harness, or V-style plug, etc., whatever you call it. So I think the best route to go here is to mount it in behind the roll pan, on the back side of the roll pan, next to this opening, but under or behind, if you will, the license plate mount. This is just a poor design for what it's supposed to do. Springs are too strong, sheet metal's too thin. It takes a lot of force to try to open these springs, and it's going to have to go at least 90 degrees. Well, it's already bending the bracket because this thing is not strong, and neither is this thin sheet metal roll pan. So I'll have to come up with something to make this work. So that is done. Now I'll probably come back later and do the body work and put primer on it. Probably wait till I get a tailgate here so I can prime it and the body work over these welds at the same time and only mix it up and get the gun dirty once. But that's for a different day. The welds turned out okay. The ground pretty smooth. So that's going to look well. That's going to look good. You can see where I did the here's the receiver hitch cut out. I still need to install this little light. I have the wiring done. Here's this side for posterity. So yeah, just a little filler. And then block that out and then prime it in. Because this E-coat won't hold up very well anyway once it gets out in the sun. Also, we do have Firestone Ride-Rite airbags on this truck already, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and plumb those air lines to end up behind this license plate as well. So whenever you take the plate off or swing it down, I haven't decided quite yet how we're going to deal with that. You'll have access to the air fittings as well as the hitch and of course the trailer plug-in. But the roll pan's on and that's done, and the fitment wasn't terrible, to be honest. So I appreciate you guys watching once again. Look forward to the next video. Be probably doing door windows, including the wing windows, which not a good time. But we'll see if we can make it entertaining. See you later.